Braden Smith, uber talented, unproven backcourt for Purdue. Sean, this guy's dangerous.
He is. And you look at the fact that his energy and what he brings to the table, 7 assists, only 1 turnover against Gonzaga, that the backcourt needs to help and support that front court, and they've done an excellent job of that the other night against the Gonzaga Bulldogs.
Get to some highlights, Sean Farnham, Stanford and Memphis. But before we do that, our All-Feast Week team, loaded. We've seen some sublime performances this week over the holiday week. Sean, who stood out to you?
Well, I think when you look at these guys, you got Anthony Black from Arkansas, averaged over 22 points and 4 assists per game for Arkansas. Umar Ballo from Arizona, his size and just how he eats up the paint for Arizona was huge for them with 21 points and almost 11 rebounds per game at the Maui Invitational. Zach Edey from Purdue, the only player in the country to average better than 20 and 10. He's doing that this weekend as well. Ryan Nembhard from Creighton. Great leadership for the Blue Jays. And then, of course, we're talking Brandon Miller and everything that he's been able to provide so far at the PK Invitational. Hey, look, there's still games to be played. Things may change, but as we stand here right now on this Sunday afternoon, this is my All-Feast Week team.
We'll be back with more here on the College Basketball Live Scoreboard.
Take home a souvenir or 6. Follow your team wherever they go. Handle any curveball. Then find something new to cheer about. No matter where your team takes you, go with heart. Go with Southwest.
Peaceful state. Full plate. Wait, are you my blind date? Dancing crew, trip for 2, nail the final interview. Buy or lease. Masterpiece. Inside joke. Artichoke. Game with Doug. Brand new mug. Come here, kid. Give me a hug. Have you gotten your updated COVID-19 booster? They're designed to help protect against recent Omicron variants. Schedule yours at vaccines.gov.
When you buy 10 tickets on Vivid Seats, you get the 11th ticket free. I wonder what my 11th will be.
Hey! You're trash!
Living rent-free in a hockey player's head?
Or maybe just make some noise!
What's your 11th? Welcome back in at College Basketball Scoreboard Live. 4 minutes away from tip over on ABC. Playing for a championship, Duke and Purdue. Zach Edey has been lights out.
He's been a monster, and they did such a great job taking away the interior against the Zags, holding them to 20 points in the paint, fewest they've had all season long in any game. And that interior defense will be tested again because that's where Duke has been pretty successful in the early stage of the season.
Kyle Filipowski, 7-foot freshman, has been a revelation for this group. He will be tested against 7'4" Zach Edey.
That defense that has been really strong for Duke is going to be tested, though, because the efficiency and what Matt Painter does year in and year out at the offensive end of the floor is as elite as any coach in the country with the way he positions his players to have success. The biggest key is for Zach Edey to stay out of foul trouble. He's done a great job of that. His minutes have increased, thus his production has increased.
It was an unproven backcourt for Purdue is what I was saying earlier, and yet those questions have been answered. They seem to be fortified in that backcourt so far.
Yeah, Braden Smith, I think the freshman has just done a tremendous job in the early stages of this season. They needed somebody to be able to stretch the defense. He hasn't shot a huge volume, but he's able to knock it down with good efficiency from the outside. But really, it's his playmaking. He had 20 against Marquette. He gets down that seam. He utilizes his body really well, able to finish with a soft touch off the glass. But the 7 assists and only 1 turnover against Gonzaga, I think that's what I kind of draw my attention to, including this pass. I mean, how could you not draw your attention to that look?
Some sauce on that thing.
When you're a playmaker, other guys get energized. They want to play with you out on the floor because they know that you're going to find them if they get to the right spot. So they're going to cut a little harder. They're going to set a better screen. They're going to flash a little bit harder. All those things start to work towards a better offense. That's what Purdue has demonstrated so far up in Portland.
Farney, you know what I love about college basketball? Man, more asked of them, and they answer the call. Jeremy Roach has to be the unquestioned leader. 11 new faces on Duke's squad. He struggled a little bit against Oregon State, bounces back with 21-5 versus Xavier. He was paramount in that win, critical to the operation. What has he shown you earlier this season?
John Shire said it best after the game the other night. I mean, he had a great game the other night, as you mentioned, that season best 21. It's that experience, right? When you have the ball in the hands of a point guard that understands exactly what you want to do and understands the language of the program, when you have so many young parts, he's the coach out on the floor. And one of the things that John Shire said post-game the other night, he said, finally, he didn't overthink with the ball in his hands. We keep telling him, stop overthinking. Stop worrying about everything. Just go out and play. And I think
on the offensive end, but he's also averaging 1.5 steals. And he's going to be a key in this game with his. And for Purdue, Zach Edey, the only player in the country that's averaging over 20 points and 10 rebounds per game, also averaging over 3 blocks. He is an outstanding big guy at 7'4". You have to play behind him. I don't think you can front him or three-quarter front him, and you've got to stay on that left shoulder because he's so good with his right hand. He can score with his left, but he's better with his right. He plays angles very well. He keeps the ball high, blocks a ton of shots, and he's an outstanding rebounder. Duke has to try to move him away from the basket, put him in ball screens, and run him. You've got to beat him up and down the floor to have any success against Zach Edey.
For more on the guy known as the Big Maple because of his roots, we welcome in Holly Rowe. Holly?
Well, Zach Edey has had a very unusual path to college basketball. He made an early decision as a kid that just because he was tall didn't mean he had to be a basketball player. He wanted to try other things and be versatile. So he had a great baseball career, a terrific hockey career as a big hockey player. He's able to use his body. That helps with the skill set. And even today, guys, his 9th grade hockey coach, Bob Pockett, is in the building. Very unusual big man. Thinks outside the box, plays outside the box.
Great stuff, Holly. Thank you. It would certainly appear that ultimately he has made the correct choice to pursue basketball because he's going to make a living doing it, and he has really taken another step forward this year, Jay, getting more minutes, and he's got great stamina. The cardio is great. Not a lot of big guys can run up and down the court for 30 minutes a game, but here he is at 7'4", 290, and Matt Painter told us a couple of days ago that Edey's stamina is exceptional for a guy his size.
Yeah, playing minutes is not a problem for him. He had to split some time with Travion Williams last year, only averaged about 19 minutes a game, but still averaged 14, 15 points, close to 8 rebounds, and over a 40-minute period, that comes out to over 30 points, over 15 rebounds.
John Shire, as you can see, the youngest head coach in a major conference in America and a very young team. The Blue Devils start Jeremy Roach, their captain, the junior, and 4 freshmen in this game. Number 8 Duke and number 24 Purdue with Keith Kimball, DJ Karstensen, Lee Cassell, the officials, and the Boilermakers get the first possession of the game.
Derek Lively starting out on Zach Edey. He's got the size, but he is not a substantial body. He's not quite as big and strong as Edey is.
And the Boilermakers work hard to get Edey touches. And here's his first, and it's tipped away by Lively.
Good job by Lively to break contact, to get around in front and knock that ball away.
And now the Blue Devils will slow it down. A look at the starting lineup for Duke. Again, Jeremy Roach and 4 very talented freshmen. Kyle Filipowski, by far of this group, off to the best start. But Roach has been an enormous key for the Blue Devils so far this season.
The quality of shot that he has been taking. He was 3 of 14 against Oregon State, but bounced back with 21 against Xavier. He was outstanding.
For Purdue, keep an eye on number 25, Ethan Morton. In this tournament, 13 assists and no turnovers. Lively working hard again, and he forces a tie-up, and the possession arrow will give it to Duke.
Lively's quickness has become an issue. He is not getting his body into Edey. He is breaking contact as the ball's coming in so he can get around in front. And that was just not a great pass in. And part of the reason was Mason Gillis was being guarded by Kyle Filipowski. Duke is bigger in the other matchups than Purdue.
Roach being guarded by the freshman, Braden Smith. Filipowski, who can hurt you inside and out, misses the three.
He's being guarded by Mason Gillis. He may want to take Gillis down into the low post. He's got a substantial size advantage.
Now deep position for Edey, and now the foul by Lively. So they've tried to get it into him 3 times. They've only succeeded once, really.
And really, the only way Duke can really stop that, it's asking a lot to say, Derek Lively, keep the ball from going in there. With Filipowski guarding Gillis, he's got to put great pressure on the ball so Gillis can't see in there.
Gillis sees just fine as he knocks down the corner 3, and Purdue is on the board.
Gillis was 0 for 5 the 2 games coming into this PK tournament, and he has been excellent. He was good against West Virginia and really good the other day.
Freshman Mark Mitchell from Kansas City, Kansas knocks down the baseline jumper. He's coming off a nice game on Friday, 16 points in the win over Xavier.
Duke doing a good job pressuring. They're pushing Purdue further out on the floor than they want to operate.
Edey, a little shoulder bump to clear some space, and he knocks it home.
And that's the problem with Edey. You let him get to that left shoulder where he can shoot with his right hand. He's going to make those. Now, you make him shoot with his left hand, he can make those as well, but he's not quite as effective.
And now an errant pass, and it's numbers for Purdue. Morton can't finish it, though.
Smart play by Morton. He is a really high IQ basketball player. To pump fake there, he just couldn't finish it.
Purdue beating West Virginia and Gonzaga to get to the championship game. Duke narrowly defeated Oregon State in the first day of the tournament at a low-scoring affair, and then beat Xavier in the semifinals. That is Tyrese Proctor, the freshman from Sydney, Australia.
Duke putting Zach Edey into a ball screen, and when he drops down, that pull-up jump shot is going to be there.
Another Purdue turnover. Roach got a chance for an and one.
Just a great recovery by Kyle Filipowski. He is causing a lot of problems on the defensive end with his length and his size. And you can see here's the ball screen coming up. Now Ziti drops down into drop coverage, and you can just pull up there and shoot over these smaller Purdue guards. You're going to see Jeremy Roach do that. And now with the Filipowski doing a nice job pressuring, getting out into the passing lane, making that pass difficult, and Purdue mishandles it as a result.
How important is Roach ultimately to Duke's fortunes this year? Their only returning starter, upperclassman, captain, that sort of thing.
Well, in a lot of ways, you heard Seth Greenberg call him the head of the snake. He's the captain, the leader of this team, and the oldest player. So as he goes, there's a way to put it. Good drop step by Zach Edey. Yeah, Duke is going to go how he goes. When he's locked in, making the right decisions, taking the right shots, I think Duke is going to be really, really difficult to beat.
Holly Rose got more.
I've already seen in the couple of games we've seen Duke play, Roach has this unspoken communication. He'll give a head nod. He'll give a point, helping Mark Mitchell, some of the other guys that are young on this team, know where to go and what to do with the ball. It's just this unspoken leadership that's kind of cool to watch as Jeremy Roach grows into that role this season.
And again, out there with 4 freshmen as the other starters. And look at how the numbers have climbed, too, this year for Roach. As Edey, another thing that he does well, he shoots free throws well. Came into the game at 73% on the season. Knocks them both down.
But it makes him a weapon. And when you foul him, he's going to make his free throws.
David Jenkins Jr. into the game now for Braden Smith. Jenkins, a 5th-year senior, a transfer most recently at Utah. He can shoot. Lively. This is the 3. Edey the rebound.
Lively has not made a shot this year that has not been a dunk. He's got 9 field goals, all of them dunks. Good switch by Duke underneath.
Edey the handoff, and another turnover.
Duke's pressure has had an effect thus far.
Wide open, Filipowski for 3.
Oh, what a versatile talent Kyle Filipowski is. He can really shoot it. He is really skilled. And he's an outstanding pick and pop big guy that can go down into the post. He just doesn't do it all that much.
And an offensive foul on the Boilermakers. That'll go down as their 5th turnover of the game already. Meanwhile, Kyle Filipowski averaging better than 15 and 10 on the season. Knocks down the 3. And Duke is off to a nice start early. ABC's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Nike. Just do it.
Oh, check these out. The new 20s. You see what I can do in these.
Ooh, the breezy. The next gen shoe you be giving away look good. What you got for Father Time?
You know Father Time, I got you. I always got you. Check those out.
The Monarchs.
Yeah, because they old and I'm old. Yeah, that's funny. Seriously, where's the new ones? You know I know where you keep them. Ronnie!
Don't miss out on Walmart's Cyber Monday deals for days. You can score big on tech, toys, and more. This Cyber Monday, head online and don't miss out on our hottest deals of the season. That's Walmart's Deals for Days.
The highlight of the season is here. The Great Christmas Light Fight, Monday on ABC.
It's a tale as old as time. Tale as old as time. A 30th celebration, December 15th on ABC.
Dance into the holiday season
with a little Disney magic.
With special performances by Run DMC, Meghan Trainor, Black Eyed Peas, Neo, and more.
Let's go!
Disney's magical holiday celebration tonight on ABC.
Welcome back to Portland. Dane Schulman, Jay Billis, Holly Rowe. A 5-point lead for Duke over Purdue in the early going here at the Moda Center for the championship game of the Phil Knight Legacy Bracket. Let's go back pregame. This is Cam Hyde. He is a walk-on forward on the Purdue team, and he is wearing what we call ear cam, and he was wearing it during pregame warm-up. So from time to time, pregame and now in the game as well, we're going to get kind of the view that one of the players on the bench will see. Go into the huddle, take us into the timeouts, and see how the game looks to them.
So if you were worried about what shoes Purdue is wearing, now you know.
Right. Maybe we can get Cam to look up a little bit more, but we thank Cam for doing this today. And we'll be calling on him from time to time. A 5-point lead for Duke. They're 5 for 7 from the floor, Jay, and they have forced 5 Purdue turnovers.
The turnovers are the issue. Purdue's turned it over 5 times. Duke has scored 8 points off those 5 Purdue turnovers. And the Boilermakers have to be much stronger with the ball because Duke is bringing the pressure out on the perimeter, trying to force them further out.
Duke was here at the original event, the PK 85 years ago, and they won it then, trying to do it for the second time in a row as Proctor shows a nice handle and a nice soft touch of the mid-range J.
And that's his game. You know, using ball screens, pick and roll, and then he's very adept at pulling up. You're going to see Duke do that a lot because Zach Edey is not going to be up on those ball screens. He's going to be dropping to protect the rim.
Ryan Young, the grad transfer from Northwestern, now in the guard Edey, and Edey can be a weapon even when he doesn't touch the ball, just creating some space there for Fletcher Lawyer.
And I think you're going to see Purdue run more action out of the middle third of the floor. It's much more difficult for Duke to bring help out of the middle of the floor.
Boy, Filipowski's got some skills for a 7-footer. And the ball knocked away from Mitchell.
You're having to make multiple dribble moves. That's going to put you in a little bit of a problem.
Jenkins the pull-up. And Mitchell down with the board for the Blue Devils.
David Jenkins can really score. Transferred in from Utah, 40% three-point shooter.
Proctor misses a good look at a 3, and down with the rebound is Edey. He averages 12 a game. Caleb first into the game. Filipowski on him. And the lefty up and good.
Well, you get that kind of low post position. That was a really good pass from Fletcher Lawyer. Took a little sidestep to give him an angle. And Caleb First is really starting to play. He's a good player.
He can back up Edey at the 5. He can also play alongside him at the 4, as he's doing right now. A couple of Boilermakers collide, and that leaves Roach wide open, but he can't hit it.
Those short jumpers, Duke's going to have those all game long. So if people think the mid-range game is dead, it's not in this game.
Newman into Edey, and a foul from behind on Young.
So difficult when Zach Edey sets a screen and rolls down into the post. How are you going to stop that? It's like stopping a semi rolling downhill.
And he'll now get his first breather, so he plays the first 6 minutes. And again, last year, alongside Travion Williams, splitting the time, played about 19 minutes a game. This year, it has gone up to 29 minutes per game so far on the season.
Trey Kaufman-Renn coming into the ball game for Zach Edey. That makes Purdue a little bit smaller, but more mobile.
And he immediately draws a foul on Jacob Grandison, the grad transfer from Illinois.
Kaufman-Renn is really good in the post. He's got great footwork and he's got a great feel for how to operate down there.
The Blue Devils with a couple of players on the court right now who know a lot about the Big Ten. Grandison coming from Illinois, Young coming from Northwestern. As Purdue pulls closer now within one.
Fletcher Lawyer is so good getting his feet set and into his shot. His shot preparation with his feet is impeccable, and that was a great shot fake.
The immediate double on Young, who's been terrific off the bench for the Blue Devils so far this year. Blakes back to Young for the easy two. A sweet feed from Jalen Blakes.
That was a nice job by Ryan Young to get rid of the ball so that Duke could reverse it and take advantage of the rotation off the double team.
First the handoff to Lawyer.
Good pass.
Young read it, got a piece of it, and then commits the foul. And on Ryan Young, that's going to be his second.
Purdue operating out of the middle of the floor has been effective. That little loop cut at the top of the key is tough to guard. The pass out of the double team and the immediate drive of the closeout. And as you draw that second defender, Trey Kaufman-Renn, who came over to block. Now watch his shot fake. That's just big time. Fletcher Lawyer, he's got such shot credibility. You got to take that shot away. Simple little shot fake, and all of a sudden he's got for him, a very easy shot that for most players is difficult. But you know about the Lawyer family. Anything from 25 feet and in is called a layup.
Older brother Foster, formerly with Michigan State, now off to a great start with Davidson, and Purdue will play Davidson in a couple of weeks. So it'll be a Lawyer family affairs. He's gone to the bench. Smith has come back in. Also Brian Waddell, a 6'8" redshirt freshman from Carmel, Indiana, is into the game. And we haven't said his name yet, but Derek Whitehead is on the floor for Duke, one of the most highly recruited freshmen of the nation. He's out of Newark, New Jersey. That's him right there. Misses the three. Got a late start this year because of a foot injury and subsequent surgery.
Still feeling his way back into things, but Derek Whitehead is a bucket getter. Got fouled there and finished the play. Great job by Braden Smith.
How good was he in the semifinal against Gonzaga?
He just knows how to play. Yeah, against Gonzaga, what do you have? 14 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists.
10-2 run Purdue. Whitehead baseline knocked away by Kaufman-Renn. 3-on-2.
A lot of energy right now for Purdue.
And a beautiful feed, but an equally impressive block by Lively.
What a recovery by Derek Lively the second. Or the third. Is his third. Isn't he the third?
I think he is the third. No, he's the second.
He's the second? Well, he should be the third.
Yeah. Wait till you see how good the third's going to be in about 20 years.
That was a big-time block.
Zach Edey coming back into the game. Caleb First going out. That is a brief rest, just a minute and 49 seconds for Edey. We usually see him go out for kind of 3 to 4 minute periods. But there's a championship on the line today.
Such a presence.
Good job by Lively to just not let Edey get as close to the bucket as he wanted to get.
You got that arm bar into him. You're supposed to take it off as the player turns into you. You got to use 2 arms on Zach Edey. That's a big man.
Roach. Blakes. And is it Edey that they get called for the foul? Looks like maybe Kaufman-Renn. Free throws coming for Duke when we come back. Here come the Boilermakers, Jay.
That smaller lineup was very effective getting more movement. Braden Smith got fouled, still finished that shot.
That's my piece of the shakaroni. That's the biggest one we make.
They've donated $1 from every shakaroni to the Papa John's Foundation.
Dang, that's huge. If the hoop was as big as that pizza, maybe you'd have made some of your free throws. Somebody save me a slice. Where'd he come from?
I would very much like to have a baby with Leah.
Get ready to make one.
We are going to make a baby.
Sextuplet births are incredibly rare. Each of your babies gets their own dedicated team of doctors.
They will all need a lot of care, attention, and time in our NICU.
She's more than likely too weak and too sick to survive.
We'll pray for a miracle.
Sending good vibes into the universe so good things come back.
The Good Doctor, new Monday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
This Christmas, Mickey and his friends team up with Santa. Santa Claus is in trouble.
We've got to help them.
Go, Mickey! Mickey Saves Christmas.
Let me see your hands. You're under arrest for espionage. He was busted with $2 million in cash and forged passport.
What he's accused of carries a death sentence.
Someone is trying to set me up. Our side is compromised.
We both want to help him, but we got to be smart about it.
We cannot let the boss down. This is a matter of life or death.
How about some more hoops this week, and how about the ACC Big Ten Challenge presented by Continental Tire? A doubleheader for you Tuesday night, Syracuse at Illinois, Virginia. How about the start of the season for the Hoos as they take on Michigan, and then Wednesday, get a load of this doubleheader, Ohio State will be at Cameron Indoor to take on Duke, and then UNIJ, we will be in Bloomington, Indiana for the Tar Heels against the Indiana Hoosiers. Great week of basketball.
Get to see Trace Jackson Davis going up against Armando Bacot in what we have been calling the year of the big man. And there are so many quality big guys, not only that have come into the game from the high school ranks, but have stayed around the game.
Yep.
It's remarkable how many great big guys are back.
Filipowski coming in, a guy like Edey, Bacot, Jackson Davis, Timmy, and others staying.
And two big guys we gave short shrift to coming into the season were Julius Tubelis and Umar Ballo from Arizona. Those two are formidable, and it's been a long time since I can remember anyone at that size running the court like Julius Tubelis does. He's a jet.
Between Maui and here, you and I have had a chance, champions, we've had a chance to see a lot of different teams. Is Arizona as impressive as any team you've seen this year?
Offensively, they score as easily as any team in the country. Good pass.
And Waddell slams it home. Edey the assist.
Edey can pass right over the top of a 7-footer. He puts that ball up there, and it is rim high.
Lively to Blakes.
I'm not sure if I were John Shire, I wouldn't think about putting Filipowski at the 5 and seeing if he could draw Edey away from the basket.
How about that spin move from Derek Whitehead?
Derek Lively's done such a good job defending Edey in the post. He's going to score some points. There's nothing you can do about that, but he has made it really difficult on him to make catches where he wants the ball.
And Lively's got one. You wonder if Purdue, again, tries to get back into Edey every chance they get, maybe pick up a second on Lively. A little bit of a lane for Waddell. Edey had it, but lost it.
And Lively really battled him for that ball.
And an offensive foul called on Grandison.
Great job there by Brandon Newman, who is an outstanding defender. He has played so well in this tournament. It's not like he's putting up big points. I mean, he had a great game against West Virginia. He had 8 points, but his defense against the Mountaineers I thought was next level.
Second foul, Jay, on Grandison as Newman goes to the bench. It feels like, you know, Edey, there's so much discussion about him, obviously, as now we get a call on Derek Whitehead. But, you know, whether it's Morton or Smith or Newman or Gillis, everybody else on Purdue is pulling their weight here in this tournament.
Well, Purdue has so many really good players. And I think I mentioned it on our last broadcast with the Boilermakers against Gonzaga. They're a team that doesn't seem to care who gets the credit. They have seemingly embraced all of their roles. A very skilled team. Matt Painter does such a good job developing players. He's a great talent evaluator, but he gets Purdue-type guys to come to West Lafayette and coaches them up over a lengthy period of time, and they all stay engaged.
18 years as the head coach. It's his alma mater. He played under the great Gene Cady back in the 90s. They don't get a lot of McDonald's All-Americans. They tend to get guys who stay a little bit longer. It truly is a program.
And we've got two teams here that have two of the great arenas. Mackey at Purdue and Cameron at Duke. I think there should be a federal law where the top 10 arenas in the country, they have to play each other home and home every year. Like Duke should play at Mackey, and Purdue should play at Cameron.
Travel on Filipowski. Yeah, if Mackey and Cameron aren't in your top 5, you're making a mistake, right? They're both as good as any venue in the nation.
Well, and I think what Mackey has shown is every arena in the country needs a gigantic drum.
That place it's definite when they're playing well. And they have traveled well here out to the Pacific Northwest Thanksgiving week here at the Phil Knight Legacy. The championship game at Purdue with a 3-point lead on Duke.
Tyrese Proctor, a good defender. Got some length. Now they're splitting the post. That's hard to guard.
Smith, soft off the glass, and the lead is 5.
Boy, Braden Smith is just gritty and confident. I'm not sure there's a player on that floor that believes in himself any more than Braden Smith believes in himself. Now he's switched off on Filipowski. He's fronting him, trying to get into his legs.
Proctor. Rebound Filipowski. Good ball movement. Mitchell baseline. Challenged by Edey, and they play on.
It's like running into a 12-story building.
Morton whips it into the corner to Gillis. And it'll go, and it's the biggest lead of the game for the Boilermakers.
And that, Dan, is a hard shot that Mason Gillis just made. Shot fake, didn't move his feet, but yet established some rhythm to drill that corner 3. Talk about a 3-and-D guy. That's exactly what Mason Gillis is for this Purdue team. Great movement. And that is a fantastic shot over a big-time shot blocker by Braden Smith. And then how do you deal with this? Good luck. Give Mark Mitchell a lot of credit to have the guts, but what a great shot fake. And then sets his feet again. That is not an easy shot that Mason Gillis just made out of the corner. And Ethan Morton knows it. That's a low 5, low 10. Gave him 2 hands on that one.
A 19-4 run.
I think those suits are for sale, Dan, if you want one of those. I'd be happy to wear one in the next broadcast.
You and I walking on a plane with those later on tonight?
46 long, and that, I don't even know what colors those are.
26-18 Purdue. Yeah, I think we're a little more casually dressed here, a little more low-key than those guys, but we can't pull off that stuff.
Well, they start with a hat. Yeah, they can't play 18 holes after this is over. We can.
Mitchell with a pull-up.
A good recovery by Morton to put pressure on that shot.
Mitchell down. It's 5-on-4. Edey is fouled. And a little upset with himself. He didn't finish it.
How about that pass by Smith? A look away to the corner and then finds Edey. I mean, he made that pass by deceiving the defense with his eyes. Watch his eyes here. His eyes are going toward the corner. He's looking corner, and then boom. That's a big-time pass by Braden Smith.
And Edey looked back at him right after the foul and acknowledged the pass from the freshman point guard.
Yeah, I think he said, sorry, man. Cost you an assist there.
Number 2 on Lively. So 3 different Duke players already with 2 fouls in this game.
And that's a factor with Edey. He can wear you out and foul you out.
And as we said earlier, he can make his free throws too.
Now when the free throws go down, shouldn't Braden Smith get an assist for that?
I love that rule.
Give him an assist.
Absolutely love that rule. Deflected, stolen away. Filipowski reaches out and grabs him, and it's another Duke foul, and it's number 2 on Filipowski.
And that wasn't the type of grab that would draw an F1 for not making a play on the ball. but it did save a bucket. Just a good deflection and really smart by Lawyer to jump it. Boy, Purdue's defense has been locked in.
So if you're John Shire, you've got Lively and Filipowski in the game with 2, because the guy you would go to, Ryan Young, is on the bench with 2. They got some issues right now.
And that means Purdue's got to continue to pound the ball inside. Because Zach Edey is such a good passer out of the post, if he gets doubled or doesn't have it, and Purdue is such a good cutting team, there's so many options there. But he's got to touch the ball almost every time down.
Roach, and that will snap an 11-0 Purdue run.
But that was a tough shot. But Jeremy Roach took it with a great deal of confidence. Boy, what a bounce back for him after he went 3 of 14 against Oregon State, put up 21 on Xavier.
Now, Duke barely won that first game against the Beavers, 54-51. Jump hook won't go for Edey.
He got to that left shoulder, but Duke was able to force him into a little bit of a longer shot. Good recovery by Morton.
Roach with a jump stop and draws the foul. Good penetration again by Jeremy Roach, and it's Braden Smith called for the foul, his second. Duke struggling for offense right now. Some of the bigs have foul trouble. Right now, Jay, might be up to Jeremy Roach to keep him in the game.
The refrigerator is Greg's happy place.
My kids eat, but I finally figured it out.
We can get all that we need, and then a little bit more at Walmart. Uh-oh. Now this is going to be...
Do you hear what I hear?
It's country music's most magical night of the year. CMA Country Christmas. With performances by Dan and Shay, Scotty McCreery, The War and Treaty, Molly Tuttle, Old Dominion, Stephen Curtis Chapman, and Maren Morris.
Merry Christmas!
Gather the whole family as Carly Pierce hosts CMA Country Christmas, Thursday, December 8th on ABC.
Name?
Special Agent Will Trent. I rescued a dog. I'm just dropping her off.
Just dropping her? Like a sack of old clothes.
What are you doing here? Murdered teenage girl. I just need you to read the crime scene. I told him I'd bring my best. Yes, ma'am. Something happening here. Something's not right. But what it is ain't exactly clear. Somebody was carried out of the house without an Amber Alert. There's a kidnapping.
Always with the three-piece suit, like every day's your wedding day.
On my funeral. Why Will Trent, of all people?
He's good police, and he's subjectively hot.
Plus, I have a good memory.
You may be in more trouble than you think.
Put down the gun. Get in there! I gotta find this kid.
Purdue has fallen into a really good rhythm in this first half, operating out of the middle of the floor. Nice little loop cut out top, and the middle of the floor eliminates help. And Lawyer able to drive off the back of Edey, get around to the other side. And Derek Lively's done a really nice job on Zach Edey, but you let him get a foot in the paint and let him get to that left shoulder, it's over. And Edey is extra. I can't tell you how hard it is to guard a 7'4" guy, and especially one that has skill and strength like Zach Edey. You fight him for position, then you have to take your hands off once he gets the ball. But if you let him get into that, well, they say let him get. If he gets into that spot where he's got a foot or 2 feet in the paint, it's basically over. If you can push him a little bit further out and make it 2 dribbles to get into the middle, then you've got a shot. In one area, Dan, where Purdue has been dominant in this tournament is the free throw line. That was free throw number 4 for Duke. I think they're 1 of 4 now but Purdue 10 of 10 from the foul line. That is a huge advantage to be able to not only get to the line, but knock your free throws down at a high rate.
Including today, on the season, the Boilermakers have attempted 117 free throws. Their opponents, Jay, only 53, more than twice as many free throw attempts for Purdue as their opponents.
And they make more than their opponents even attempt. Now you got a mouse in the house, Roach on first. What a pass.
You got a mouse and you got a Roach. You got some problems right now.
Yeah, need to exterminate a mouse in the good call. Yeah, Roach got caught on Caleb First on a switch, and Purdue took advantage of it. That was a great pass by Caleb First.
So Edey now 8 points, 4 rebounds in 11 minutes of action. And we've talked about this over the last couple of games. Even if it doesn't feel like he's quite dominant, you look up at the end of the game, he's got 24 and 12.
He draws so much attention, that opens things up for his teammates, and they can take advantage of it.
Proctor the kick, Mitchell, shot fake, step in, and got it. And now they're going to check to see if it beat the shot clock.
It looked like it was still in his fingertips when the red light went off. And I think that's why the officials blew the whistle just to take a look. Good shot fake, but the clock is winding down.
Yeah. Still on his fingertips, right?
At 0.
0, yeah.
Yeah, I think they're taking that one off.
Yeah. So shot clock violation. Outstanding crew here today. Lee Cassell, DJ Karstensen, Keith Kimball.
DJ Karstensen came over to our table before the game and said he was up at the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. His high school coach was being inducted, and he said someone came up to him and asked, "Are you Jay Billis?" And I said, what a profound compliment to how handsome you are, DJ.
I don't know. He seemed to take it in a different light.
He did. He didn't seem too pleased with it. Thought he had to check into some sort of medical facility.
Edey just too strong. And again, Lively playing it with 2 fouls. And Edey's into double figures now with 10.
And a good no call by the officials. They probably could have called a foul on Lively there because his arms were down. But
well, there's no doubt about who the go-to guy right now at the offensive end of the court is for the Blue Devils.
Jeremy Rhodes playing off the ball with Tyrese Proctor in handling the ball. He can really move without it in order to hunt shots, and they need him to score in this game.
Edey again. No team feeds the post more than Purdue, and you see why. He's got a dozen.
You just have to get on that left shoulder, make him drop step. But if he gets to the middle of the lane and can shoot with that right hand, I mean, he shoots a much higher percentage there.
Filipowski, in the rebound for First.
Purdue has established a great rhythm in this game. They are establishing their rhythm and disrupting all of Duke's rhythm.
Number 3 on Derek Lively II.
It was such a difficult assignment to have to guard Zach Edey. You got to try to stop him at the free throw line, then push him off. He had both arms wrapped around him. I mean, I've said it before. It's like guarding your dad in the driveway when you're 8 years old. It's so difficult. And you give all the credit. It's not just Edey's size. It's his skill. He's really improved his skill level.
Holly Rowe can add more.
Well, what makes him so efficient at this size is he's had it his whole life. His mom was telling me before the game that he's been taller than every teacher he's ever had since first grade. He grew early. It wasn't like one big growth spurt. It's been steady. He actually believes he's still growing. He thinks he might even end up at 7'6", but it's a comfortable 7'6", if that's even possible. But it's so easy when he's out there. It looks very comfortable.
Well, it's comfortable for him. It's not comfortable for anybody trying to guard him. I can tell you that.
And again, a guy who really didn't start playing basketball until he was about 16 years old, so he figures to keep improving as Filipowski picks up a much-needed bucket for Duke.
Good call there by John Shire to get the ball in the middle of the floor to Filipowski, where he could face up and then either shoot or drive off Caleb First. Just eliminates help. Now, what does Ethan Morton do there? He tries to come in. If he comes in to double and try to stop that drive, then you give up a wide open corner 3. The middle of the floor is a great place to operate. You've seen Purdue do it. I think you're going to see Duke follow suit.
Filipowski, one of just 8 players in the nation and the only freshman to be averaging 15 and 10. Of course, Zach Edey's another one of those 8. So we got 2 of the 8 guys at 15 and 10 or better.
Yeah, and Zach Edey, the only player in the country averaging over 20 and 10.
And another touch. Ryan Young is on him now. comes the double, and it almost leads to a turnover. Shot clock at 5. Jenkins, tough turnaround, yes.
That does not bother David Jenkins to be in a late clock situation. When he was at South Dakota State, UNLV, Utah, he was a primary scorer. He was all Mountain West at UNLV. He's hit over 300 career threes.
He will exceed 2,000 points at some point this season. Filipowski behind the back, over first and Edey for the bucket.
This young man's got a lot of game. Got great feet. He's a committed rebounder. His mobility at 7 feet is truly impressive. That Oregon State game, he switched out on a guard late and played some great defense on the perimeter.
The handoff for Jenkins. Jenkins driving and is fouled by Jeremy Roach.
Got a lane to the basket. If you help off, he drops it off to Zach Edey or throws it up to the rim. Jenkins operating late in the shot clock. Got a little bit of help from Ryan Young there. That's a big time shot and one that he is used to making. And Filipowski, when he gets a little bit of space, but he knew Edey was there, still able to get it up off the glass and in. That's a mobile 7-footer. Zach Edey going to the bench. This small lineup was the one that took the lead when Duke was leading early. They're the ones that this is the group that really changed the character of the game.
And Jay, again, he's played a ton of minutes. He's played 14 of the 16 minutes in this game. 13 points, has not committed a foul.
Purdue plays really good defense without fouling.
Jenkins forces it into the backcourt, and Roach is shaken up. Roach is limping and grimacing off the ball right now. Proctor for 3. And Roach down again, and Roach in some pain, and this time he's not getting up.
What a rebound.
And Roach is still down. And now they blow the whistle as the officials see him. He never got back into the backcourt.
He's holding his right toe. Couldn't tell whether it was an ankle or a toe. It looks like he's holding the right toe.
Maybe right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
And looks like he's walking a little bit better now, but
tried to stay off it, but then chased down the loose ball and might have aggravated it even a little bit more. He is walking it off now towards the Duke bench. We can get you an update, we will, on his situation. Purdue leading Duke by 13 here in Portland. ABC's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's. It's the best place to get everything you need for the holidays.
I would very much like to have a baby with Leah.
Get ready to make one.
We are going to make a baby.
Sextuplet births are incredibly rare. Each of your babies gets their own dedicated team of doctors.
They will all need a lot of care, attention, and time in our NICU.
She's more than likely too weak and too sick to survive.
We'll pray for a miracle.
Sending good vibes into the universe so good things come back.
The Good Doctor, new Monday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Do you hear what I hear?
It's country music's most magical night of the year. CMA Country Christmas. With performances by Dan and Shay, Scotty McCreery, The War and Treaty, Molly Tuttle, Old Dominion, Stephen Curtis Chapman, and Maren Morris.
Merry Christmas!
Gather the whole family as Carly Pierce hosts CMA Country Christmas, Thursday, December 8th on ABC.
Kev Fons and Coach in studio coming up at the half. We'll check out on North Carolina, Alabama, and get you set for Iowa State, UConn tonight. Fons, how do you deal with Zach Edey?
You can't. 13 points for him in the first half. But I will say this, if Duke allows him to continue to go over that left shoulder, they have no shot. They got to wall him up and make him do a counter move.
I'm with the Cops. I really think Braden Smith reminds me of Aaron Kraft. Will absolutely make everyone in the Big Ten miserable.
Dan and Jay will see you at the half.
I just want to know how many 7'4" guys LaFonso guarded. I have experience guarding 7'4" guys. I guarded Ralph Sampson, held him to 36 points the first time we played against each other, and a lesser defender would have given up over 40. I promise you that.
Edey on the bench at the moment for the Boilermakers. Filipowski too strong. Out of bounds to Purdue. Let's see if we can get an update now on Jeremy Roach. Here's Holly.
Jeremy Roach went over to the Duke bench and was seen to by athletic training staff. He took his shoe off and he was really massaging the ball of his foot and the top of that right big toe and in between the toe. He didn't want any more attention, though, put his shoe back on and wants to come back in this game. They did give him some kind of an oral medication, and he has taken that.
Holly, thank you. So we'll keep an eye on that. Obviously, a tremendously important player for the Blue Devils. Kaufman ran with all kinds of moves and patience in the paint.
Just great footwork by Trey Kaufman-Red down in the low post. We've seen him do that every game. He's just got a great feel as a post player.
Redshirt freshman, pretty good backup for Zach Edey at the 5 spot.
Boy, if Purdue plays this way without Zach Edey on the floor, this is a formidable squad that Matt Painter has put together. I love the way they play.
Newman from Valparaiso, Indiana. Everybody is contributing for the Boilermakers.
And the defensive effort, whether Zeddy's in or Zach Edey is in or not, has been really impressive by Purdue. They pushed Duke further out on the floor. They've sped him up.
Filipowski for 3, trying to keep Duke in it.
This dude has game, man. And he's evolving as a defender, getting better. But his offensive game is so impressive.
Remember early in the game, Jay, Purdue rather had committed 5 turnovers in the first 4 minutes.
Not one since, probably.
One since.
Great cut back door.
Well, there it is. The announcer jinx rears its ugly head.
But that's the kind of turnover that Matt Painter's cool with. That was a great back cut.
And Roach back in.
Little Sergeant Hulka working on this bestest buddy and big toe of the Duke defense.
Jogging up the court to see how it feels. I don't think it's 100%, but it's good enough for him to be in there.
Well, they have to have him in there. He scored 10 points in this game. His scoring is going to be vital if Duke's going to get back in this. So look how far Duke is pushed out on the floor.
Roach off the ball right now. Proctor handling. Step back jumper. That is sweet.
He's going to be a big-time player. Tyrese Proctor, he's an NBA player that should still be in high school. He reclassed. He's from Australia. Has played a lot of international basketball at a high level, pro basketball.
Out of the NBA Global Academy in Australia. Kaufman-Ren got it back. Gillis tried to kick it out, but he turns it over.
These guys are everywhere, aren't they?
Still a 13-point lead for Purdue, but a little spark here for the Blue Devils.
Using Filipowski as a screener, and he can pick and pop or he can roll to the basket. And Roach is down again. Oh boy. We hope it's not. Remember, we actually did the game Butler versus Duke in 2011. Kyrie Irving had I believe it was a toe problem back then, but it just, you hearken back to that, just an odd injury, and you hope Jeremy Roach is going to be okay.
And limping and kind of hopping, trying to keep some weight off that foot, but he's had to leave the game again, and this time he's going right to the locker room. Whitehead
That's great defense by Ethan Morton. His help and recover defense was just outstanding.
And now Proctor steps in to take a charge on Jenkins.
Look at Ethan Morton. He just stunts in, gets back, and gets in front of Whitehead and slows him down so that Edey can be the backstop as the goalie protecting the rim. So that was a big-time play by Ethan Morton. He's a high IQ player on both ends of the floor.
And a foul on Newman way out on the perimeter, and that'll be 1-1. As you can see, Roach making his way towards the Duke locker room.
It wasn't so much the reach as it was the arm bar on the ball handler. You can get away with a hand check, but the arm bar that you keep on there is just going to be a foul.
So here's Proctor, comes in averaging about 5.5 points per game, 4.5 rebounds per game. Versatile, talented.
He's really fluid. He can create and really good off pick and roll. Got good patience.
Filipowski out to protect him because he's got 2 fouls. Remember, Lively with 3, Young with 2, Filipowski with 2. So Christian Reeves, a 7'1" freshman from Charlotte out of Oak Hill Academy, is going to get a little run here at the end of the first half.
Yeah, Christian Reeves is going to be a good player. He just needs strength. He hasn't played much. So you can imagine that if he's guarding Edey, Purdue's going to go in and test him.
Good pressure.
Good job by Gillis to come back and be an outlet.
Shot clock turned off.
I don't think it should be a mystery where they want to go. They want to get it to Edey.
And Morton is good a guy to do that as anybody. Edey the kick to a cutting lawyer. Tip no. Reeves down with it. Blinks. Oh, almost went. As Duke ends the first half on a 7-0 run. But the Blue Devils still looking at an 11-point deficit against the Boilermakers. Zach Edey with 13 and 5 in the first half for Purdue. Holly Rowe is with Matt Painter.
Well, Coach, your activity level on defense has changed the course of this first half. What are you seeing that you're impressed with?
Well, obviously, Filipowski's very talented, and their guards, you know, Proctor's making some shots. We knew his percentages weren't good, but we knew he's a very good player. You know, Roach is dangerous. He's a great shot maker. Obviously, he went out there with an injury. Just trying to stay active, keep him in front of us, kind of get him out of rhythm. They have such good length, you know, very good team.
Speaking of length, Zach Edey has been so terrific inside. I'm really impressed with his ability to pass out and not get hurried up.
Yeah, just being patient. You know, he'll get some turnovers every now and then, but for the most part, just taking what they give him. If they're going to stay one-on-one, go to your post moves. If they're going to bottle him up and give him more attention, just make the easy pass.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Holly, thank you. Very good first half for the Boilermakers, up 11 on Duke. This is the championship game of the Phil Knight Legacy Bracket, and we got 20 more minutes to come. But for now, let's send it back to the studio for more on this game and all the other action going on with Seth and Fonz. Here's Kevin Connors.
Yeah, Dan, Purdue great defensively in that first half. They're dominating the glass, shooting 58% from the field. They lead it by 11. Not a bad consolation game in Portland, right? North Carolina taking on Alabama. Early first half, Leaky Black feeling it.
Leaky Black, an all-defensive player who can guard 1 through 5. When he's able to knock down an open 3 that way, now all of a sudden the defensive player has to come up, opens up driving lanes and post opportunity for Carolina.
Mark Sears is a matchup problem for Alabama. He's a 6'2" ball guard who can knock down threes.
Mark Sears, the Ohio transfer, watching R.J. Davis take it in. Sears, another corner 3. This is like a Final Four matchup.
And that's Alabama basketball. Paint touch, kick out, good spacing, 4 guys behind the three-point line, and I think that's Burnett with a straight downhill drive.
Quality of the threes for Alabama been really good. 6 of 11 from 3, Cal.
Can't turn it over, though, because turn it over, Alabama's out in transition. Carolina, giving up 9 points off turnovers.
Championship game of the ESPN Events Invitational in Orlando. Ole Miss, Oklahoma. Miles Burns throwing it down.
This Oklahoma team is so solid defensively and offensively. They own the tempo of the game. The Big 12 is the best conference in college basketball, and Grant Sherfield, the transfer from Nevada, is one of the best transfers in college basketball.
I love what Oklahoma did defensively against Ole Miss. Best player, Matt Morrell, usually averages about 15 a game. Only 8 today on 1 of 6 from 3, Kev.
The bucket there by Bijan Cortez. He had 10 points in this game. Oklahoma wins that event in Orlando. LaFonso Ellis, Coach Seth Greenberg, Kevin Connors here in studio. Suddenly the major story of this first half is the health of Jeremy Roach. Fonz, how do you put into context all of the ways he impacts Duke?
Well, you're talking about a veteran point guard who obviously last year was within 1 game of winning the national championship. So much experience, does a great job of not only creating his own offense, he gets in the lane, he's poised, he's patient, makes plays for others, and he's really good dogging the offensive ball handler on the defensive end. They'll miss him if he can't get back healthy.
Real simple. He's the heart, the soul, and basically the leader of this Duke basketball team. He's the experience and the voice. When I look at this Purdue team, we always talk about connected teams. Are you connected offensively and defensively? You watch Purdue play, that's the definition of a connected team. They share the ball offensively. They make each other better than defensively. All right, they're connected. They keep you out of the lane. They force contested shots, and they keep you off the glass. They have dominated the defensive glass. Duke, coming into this game, they were offensive rebounding 44% of their misses. Purdue has absolutely cut him out off the glass.
I was going to add to that end, they have a 7'4" guy who can dominate the game.
Is that what that guy is?
Zach Edey.
It's a mountain masquerading as a man.
13 points in that first half. When we come back, we'll check in on the rest of a busy Sunday in college basketball. St. Louis and Auburn going at it. You'll see it next.
Don't miss out on Walmart's Cyber Monday deals for days. You can score big on tech, toys, and more. This Cyber Monday, head online and don't miss out on our hottest deals of the season. That's Walmart's deals for days.
Let me see your hand. You're under arrest for espionage. What he's accused of carries a death sentence.
We cannot let the boss down. This is a matter of life or death.
Hello. Tuesday night, come to laugh, feel loved, and learn the secrets of one of the most loved Christmas movies.
Love Actually is...
And how did Hugh answer?
Oh, dead.
And relive the dance. Find out why it almost didn't happen and is now all across TikTok.
Genius.
The Diane Sawyer Special, Tuesday at 8, 7 Central on ABC.
It's straightforward facts. ABC News is America's #1 news. Good Morning America, #1 in the morning, 9 years running. World News Tonight with David Muir, #1 in the evening with America's most watched newscast. 2020, the #1 news magazine on Friday nights. Nightline, #1 in late night versus the competition. The View, the #1 daytime talk show. And ABC News Live, #1 in streaming news. ABC News is America's #1 news.
The 7 at 7 on KRZR News Channel 7.
Kev Fonz in Coach in studio. Oregon without N'Faly Dante and concussion protocol. And, guys, how strange is it to say Villanova's in danger of a 4-game losing streak?
That is really strange. And for Oregon to be successful, they need Will Richardson playing at a high level. He struggled this year. He's got 12 in this game, off to a great start.
You think about Villanova basketball, you think about point guard play with his Brunson, Gillespie. And right now they are playing without a true point guard. Once they get healthy, they'll be a different basketball team.
50-42, the Ducks in front midway through the second half. Elsewhere, a very deep St. Louis team taking on Auburn. One thing the Tigers do have is Wendell Green from behind the arc.
When his shot selection is on point, this is a very dangerous Auburn team. And he's
had a good one?
Good. That was a really good one in transition. 5 feet off of him. He's in a good rhythm. He's got 14 in this game, 2 of 3 from the three-point line.
This is a very good St. Louis basketball team. Yuri Collins is absolutely an elite point guard. They've got a shot maker in Gibson Jimerson. This is a dangerous St. Louis team.
Javonte Perkins coming off an ACL injury, but you're right, the Billikens will be tough to beat in the A-10 this year. The basketball just keeps coming in waves at us here tonight. Michigan State and a Portland team coming off that win over Villanova. You got Xavier Gonzaga, 7:30 Eastern tonight. Iowa State, UConn to close the night. The Cyclones off the win over North Carolina. UConn's undefeated on the year. How does Adama Sanogo allow this team to be multifaceted offensively?
Well, he's worked on his game. He's not what he once was. He was a back-to-the-basket, left-shoulder guy. Now, all of a sudden, he's added a couple things to his game. We know he loves to get into the lane, turn over that left shoulder. This is what he's added to his game, his ability to be able to knock down a three, shooting over 50% from the three-point line. He catches it in short roll situations, can now drive it. Now, all of a sudden, you're sitting on that left shoulder. He has a counter to go over. I love to see bigs, Seth, who go from year to year improving their game. He's added a couple of huge pieces. Adama Sanogo, one of the top 5 bigs in the country.
For Connecticut to get the ball to Adama Sanogo, they got to deal with Iowa State's defense, trying to keep it on 1/3 of the floor. And they've got to play high-low basketball and get them the ball from the top. But Iowa State, they want this to be an absolute rock fight. Not a beauty contest, that's for sure. And watch what happens right here. What they try to do is they put great pressure on the basketball, and they are totally connected defensively. The ball's in the middle third of the floor, not that easy. But what they do a great job of is look at the weak side. They are totally connected. Step up and help on the screen, but look at the weak side guys here, all right? They are covering elbows and blocks, all right? Basically shrinking the court. When that ball reverses, they're trying, if the ball is in the middle third of the floor, all right, they're going to play a head up. They can get it outside the middle of the third. And watch what happens right there. As soon as the ball is dribbled outside the middle of the third, watch what they do defensively. They get on a high shoulder, and what they're doing is they're forcing everything down to the baseline. Pressure on the basketball, and when they get you putting the ball down on the floor, they load the box. And what I mean by that is they're going to trap the box and create turnovers. Watch the weak side help here. Watch the weak side help sealing down. Watch how alert they are defensively. Here's the dribble drive. We've got a problem, Houston, right here, because they drove the ball right down to the baseline. They're active with their hands. They get the turnover, and then they're off and running. If you play against this Iowa State team, if you drive it to the baseline, they're going to trap it. If you drive it to the baseline, it better be for a shot. If you throw it to the baseline, it better be for a shot. Got to keep the ball in the middle third of the floor. Look for UConn to play through the middle third of the floor, play high-low basketball, and that's how they're going to get the ball to Sanogo.
Iowa State forcing teams over 31% of their possessions. That's second in the country. UConn's got to take care of the basketball, Seth G.
Keep it in the middle third of the floor. You're not going to kick it away. You bring it to the sideline, and you've got an issue.
Zach Edey, whether it's near the sideline or in the middle of the floor, killing Duke right now. Boilermakers up 11 at the break.
When other carriers take your money and knock you around, Boost Mobile gives you the power to fight back with an unlimited plan for only $25 a month. Let me repeat, $25 a month for a single line. We're talking the lowest priced, truly unlimited plan on the market, all on one of America's largest 5G networks. So if you want the power to save money and get an unlimited plan that's half off other carriers, come see what Boost Mobile is all about. Switch to Boost and get an unlimited plan for $25 a month. Boost Mobile, unleash your power.
Do you hear what I hear?
It's country music's most magical night of the year. CMA Country Christmas. With performances by Dan and Shay, Scotty McCreery, The War and Treaty, Molly Tuttle, Old Dominion, Stephen Curtis Chapman, and Maren Morris.
Merry Christmas!
Gather the whole family as Carly Pierce hosts CMA Country Christmas, Thursday, December 8th on ABC.
Jeff Saturday's gone from working down the hall from our studio to coaching the Indianapolis Colts. You'll see him in action on Monday Night Football. TJ Watt is back for the Steelers. Good AFC showdown coming your way Monday, 8 Eastern, ESPN. Coach Duke down by 11 here at the half. What must they do in the second half?
Take Purdue out of the rhythm of their offense. Well, how do you do that? Put a better pressure on the basketball, force them to run offense a step further out. That entry pass is a little bit longer. And then offensively, they can get some deflections and get ahead of the defense. That's good. If not, all right, get the ball reversed. You got to move the ball and people against that Purdue defense.
Yeah, Purdue has to continue to play through Zach Edey. Zach Edey's been really good, 13 in the first half. And as he gets the basketball, he makes offense easy for everyone else, whether they're playing him in the low block or if he's catching it up at the elbow. Purdue's got to continue to play through him.
Duke shooting 50% in that first half, and yet they trail by double digits at the break. Kyle Filipowski. Get him the rock. He's got 11 to lead the way for the Blue Devils. Second half from Portland is coming up next.
It seems like places are giving you less and less food these days.
Yes, Mama, it's called shrinkflation. Oh, shrinkflation is just another word for robbery. But this is shackflation. Good. Dang, that's huge. Extra pepperoni, extra cheese on that thing.
You ready? Come on, let's go.
As you can see, we're on fire. Blessed be this day.
Spin it, spin it all. Spin it all. We gonna spin it all.
I would very much like to have a baby with Leah.
Get ready to make one.
We are going to make a baby.
Sextuplet births are incredibly rare. Each of your babies gets their own dedicated team of doctors.
They will all need a lot of care, attention, and time in our NICU.
She's more than likely too weak and too sick to survive.
We'll pray for a miracle.
Sending good vibes into the universe so good things come back.
The Good Doctor, new Monday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
You trust KRCR News Channel 7 to alert you to what's happening right now.
With around-the-clock breaking news coverage.
To keep you informed.
Digging deeper into the stories that affect us all.
To cover the good things going on in our community.
By highlighting the people who make this such a great place to live.
To protect you and your family.
By warning you of severe weather.
Anywhere and everywhere you are, we're there.
Every day.
Every night.
KRCR News Channel 7, the North States News. When news happens fast, you'll see stories first on Daybreak.
Shasta County officials are investigating the cause of a car crash near a popular downtown Reading restaurant.
Our experienced team is tracking breaking news in your neighborhood.
So it's definitely a very large fire.
Wake up with Nazi Javid, covering all of Northern California.
Continue to look into the events surrounding this week's double homicide.
On Daybreak, weekday mornings 5 to 7 a.m. on KRCR News Channel 7 and ABC 23.
At Carl's Jr., the Chico and Reading communities are very important to us. That is why we are teaming with the Salvation Army and KRCR to stuff a Raba and Beeline bus full of toys Friday, December 2nd, and we need your help.
Last year, we had a record turnout, and this year we would like to do it again. One small donation can bring hope to a child and help to a local family.
We want to show everyone that even when things get tough, we are here as a community to help each other. Please do your part and help stuff the bus.
The North States News Road Warrior, taking you to the front lines.
Welcome back to ABC's Feast Week, presented by Lowe's. All part of the Phil Knight legacy. Here at the Moda Center in Portland, a big first half for Zach Edey. 13 points, 5 rebounds, drew 5 fouls, made 5 of his 6 free throws, and he, as usual, is leading the way for Purdue in spite of the best efforts of freshman Kyle Filipowski, who is the high scorer in the game for the Blue Devils. He's got 11, but it is Purdue by 11. Going to the second half here with a championship on the line in Portland in the Phil Knight legacy bracket. Hi, everybody, and welcome back. Dan Schulman and Jay Billis again. And Jay was a big guy, 6'8", 230, 240. I'm still a big guy. He still is a big guy. 6'8", 240 when he played, 7'4", 290. That's a whole different situation, and we saw him take advantage of that in this game.
Well, he's been the player of the game, not just what he's done productivity-wise, but what he's opened up for his teammates. And he's such a presence on the defensive end, and he allows Purdue to get out and take some chances. And you can see Duke with the ball in the left corner, Zach Edey underneath, protecting the rim. And on the closeout, they give up a baseline drive, but everybody converges to the ball. And you see how all 5 Purdue guys are in the lane to rebound, and then they get out on the break as a result of it. And then the low post isolated on the left side. He can see over the defense, and such good player movement and cutting. Waddell gets wide open for this little drop-off pass. Purdue shot 58% in that first half. They had 9 assists on their 15 field goals. So they just about outshot Duke, and then they got to the foul line. 13 of 14 from the foul line for Purdue in that first half.
Time now to take a look at the Boost Mobile first half stats. 5 turnovers in the first 4 minutes, only 2 in the last 16. 15 points off the bench for the Boilermakers. 10 players played in this game for Purdue. 9 of them have made a field goal. Holly Rowe with some thoughts from John Shire.
Well, Coach Shire said that the activity level, the active hands and arms in the passing lane, disruptive Purdue defense was an issue for them in the first half. Their turnovers that led to transition baskets. He said, I thought the transition D and the 3 points were the biggest deal for us. Of course, Derek Lively did a nice job on Edey down in the post, but he said, really, it's that transition, scoring, and threes that we've got to worry about the most here.
They do have Jeremy Roach back on the floor to start the second half after leaving with some sort of a right foot injury. Proctor misses the 3. Edey tips it to Morton.
Where Purdue is gang rebounding. All 5 guys are going to the defensive glass for Purdue. They've limited Duke in this game to 1 offensive rebound. This is the best offensive rebounding team in the country.
An early touch for Edey. No double team. But it won't stay down for him. Trying to go with the left hand, and you've talked about it. Fonz talked about it. If you can try to make him make a counter move, and he had to go to his left hand there.
That was a great drop step. He just didn't finish it. So he's deadly with his right hand. He's good with his left, but you'd rather have him take left-handed shots, so force him to do it.
Proctor banks it home over Edey.
Those are the shots, Dan, that are going to be available. Mid-range jump shots, mid-range floaters. I think Duke's got to continue to attack in that area.
Duke ended the first half on a 7-0 run, and they've got the first bucket here in the second half to get it down to single digits. Edey the handoff to Lawyer, and fouled by Filipowski, who picks up his third.
It's not a good foul by Kyle Filipowski. He got it on the reach. He was there, but just get there, be big. All he has to do is hedge out. The reach across the body is what picked up the foul.
John Shire just went and had a conversation with his assistants. They will leave Filipowski in the game right now with 3. Edey again. No double. He kicks it out, though. Edey gets it back, kicks it out again.
Smith's so good at feeding the post. Uses ball fakes.
So tough to stop when he gets to that left shoulder.
And he's patient in the post. Took a dribble to get into the middle of the lane. A comfortable shot. It's hard to believe you can have a comfortable shot over a 7-foot shot blocker, but when you're 7'4", it can be comfortable.
He has started to get a lot of international experience as well, a part of Canada's senior men's national team.
Purdue gets everybody off the left side to allow him to go one-on-one in the post. And Lively's just got to get on the top side and force him to drop step, go to that left hand.
Filipowski with an easy 2 off the inbounds.
Got to force everything to go to the outside when you're guarding out of bounds underneath. You have to protect that basket. You're worried about the 3, and you give up a layup.
Gillis, a nice cross-court look to Smith.
What great passing.
Can't do it any better than that.
That is just big time. You give Ethan Morton a lot of credit. He threw the first pass, the pass that led to the assist.
Lively. Edey won't challenge him out there, and Lively misses the 3. The double team. Lawyer gets the bounce.
Well, you can talk soft rims all you want. That guy's just got a soft shot. I wonder if he counts touching the rim as a miss, as good a shooter as he is.
The freshman comes in averaging 10 a game.
Good help by Ethan Morton. He is a great help defender.
Roach from the elbow again.
That mid-range area is going to be open. And Jeremy Roach is an outstanding mid-range shooter.
Lawyer off a screen. Long rebound to Smith. And Edey one-on-one overpowers Mitchell for the slam. Foul on Braden Smith.
Everybody in scramble after the offensive board. And then asking somebody to play tough defense on the post on Zach Edey. That's a lot to ask. But this ball movement from this Purdue team is just excellent. Great pass by Braden Smith, gets it to Morton, and Morton with another great pass. And Zach Edey, we talked about that left shoulder, and Mark Mitchell tried to get on that left shoulder, but Edey just powered through it.
Don't miss out.
Let me see your hands. You're under arrest for espionage.
He was busted with $2 million in cash and forged passport.
What he's accused of carries a death sentence.
Someone is trying to set me up. Our side is compromised.
We both want to help him, but we got to be smart about it.
We cannot let the boss down. This is a matter of life or death.
Tale as old as time.
This Christmas, Mickey and his friends team up with Santa.
Santa Claus is in trouble.
We've got to help them. Go, Mickey! Mickey Saves Christmas.
Don't miss out on Walmart's Cyber Monday deals for days. You can score big on tech, toys, and more. This Cyber Monday, head online and don't miss out on our hottest deals of the season. That's Walmart's Deals for Days.
ABC's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's. It's the best place to get everything you need for the holidays. Boiler up here in Portland right now. Purdue with a 15-point lead on Duke. This is the championship game in the Phil Knight Legacy men's bracket. There are 3 games going on simultaneously in 3 arenas. Just a few steps from here inside Veterans Memorial Coliseum. The 3rd place game in the invitational bracket, that's Carolina and Alabama. And then it's the 7th place game in the PKI, the invitational bracket, as well between Oregon and Villanova. North Carolina and Alabama just about getting set to get started in the second half. The Crimson Tide with a 2-point lead. UNLV Carolina in Bloomington against Indiana Wednesday night, a part of the ACC Big Ten Challenge.
You know, Dan, Zach Edey has been the MVP for Purdue this point in the game, but second is Ethan Morton. He's got 5 assists, 3 rebounds. His help defense has been spectacular.
You want to drop? There he is, coming up with a steal and off to the races. You want to call him an elite blue guy, or is he above that level?
I mean, he has been fantastic. His help defense and his engagement on both ends of the floor has been fabulous. So that was just Duke's second offensive rebound of the game that Lively pulled down. A team that has been dominant on the offensive glass can't get second chance opportunities. Nobody able to block him out. And then because defensive balance was so poor with everybody down below the foul line, and when Jeremy Roach went for that ball, if he doesn't get it, it's a layup on the other end with no resistance.
That'll be a huge sigh of relief for everybody on the Duke bench and in the program that Jeremy Roach is okay, that he has come back out to play with whatever happened to his right foot in the first half. As now John Shire makes a couple of subs. Ryan Young and Derek Whitehead have checked back in.
Yeah, Kyle Filipowski has probably been the best player and most productive for Duke, but the most valuable player from a leadership standpoint has been Jeremy Roach. Duke with a little full court pressure, try to slow the advance a little bit. Now they're going back into a 2-3 zone. You got Mason Gillis in the middle. A lot of good passers on the floor.
There's Edey. Guarded by Young. Left it short. Again, patience, got the look he wanted, just left it short.
Just a tough shot to have to make without being able to really pivot in there once he picked up his dribble. But a smart move by John Shire just to change the rhythm of the game with that 2-3 zone.
And Young, a guy coming from Northwestern, he played 2 games for Northwestern against Purdue, so he has played against Edey before. Roach in the corner. In and out, and down to Lawyer.
Boy, every Purdue player is going to the defensive glass.
Lawyer, no.
The first bad shot you've seen Purdue take.
Yep. Caleb First comes in, so Purdue gets bigger as Gillis goes out. First and Edey in there together. Edey with 17 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists in 21 minutes today.
That's productive.
Yeah. His per 40-minute numbers are ridiculous. Almost 30 points and over 16 rebounds per 40 minutes.
Why doesn't Painter play him 40? See if Duke sticks with what they call their 12 defense. And they're sticking with a 2-3 zone.
Edey in better rhythm that time, but a little bit too strong.
Now they're going to put Edey in a ball screen. A good recovery by Newman. A staggered double up top.
Nice drive and finish by Proctor. He's got all kinds of game.
Duke was sped up earlier in the first half, but they're playing with much better patience now.
Newman the catch over Roach, but he missed the jumper.
Yeah, that 2-3 zone has really changed the rhythm of the game. What a switch now. Newman on Filipowski. Proctor telling him go down the low post, but Edey's right behind him.
Young with a 16-footer, not there. Rebound Edey.
Yeah, that shot was more of an afterthought because Young found himself so wide open. But if Matt Painter has to choose who's going to shoot that shot, I think he'd rather have Young take it than some of the guards in that spot.
Lawyer, baseline, Edey. Kick to the corner for Jenkins. In and out. And out of bounds to Duke. And Filipowski slow to get up.
Boy, what a battle on the glass. Trey Kaufman-Renn back in the ball game for Purdue's. Edey's going to take a blow. That'll give him a little bit of a smaller team to navigate this zone. Looked like it actually went off of Young there. Looked like his fingertips touched it just before it went out.
So Kaufman-Renn in, Edey getting a break with the under 12 media timeout coming soon. Whitehead with a challenge, and Kaufman-Renn is called for the foul.
You think Duke saw a bigger basket without Zach Edey in there?
So Whitehead coming back from the injury we talked about, foot surgery, didn't start right at the beginning of the season. For people who haven't seen a lot about him but know the name, what does he bring?
He is a bucket getter, scores on all 3 levels. And he was battle tested in high school. He went to Montverde Academy, but just a versatile wing that really does it all. He can drive it, play off 2 feet, good shooter, and he can make challenge shots and get his own.
Number 2 on the ESPN 100, right? Lively was 1, Whitehead 2, Filipowski 7. 8-0 run meanwhile for the Blue Devils.
Duke's going to stick, looks like stick with this zone. Purdue's got to get people into the corners, flatten this out a little bit.
Purdue a good passing team. They move it around. Newman forces up a tough one. First with the offensive rebound and putback.
That's the problem with the zone. Blockout responsibilities are tougher to define. And Purdue goes so hard after the offensive glass.
And that'll be the second on First to take us to a timeout, with Purdue leading Duke by 11 in the championship game for the Phil Knight Legacy Bracket.
Second on First. I saw what you did there. Very nice.
Do you hear what I hear? It's country music's most magical night of the year. CMA Country Christmas.
With performances by Dan and Shay, Scotty McCreery, The War and Treaty, Molly Tuttle, Old Dominion, Stephen Curtis Chapman, and Maren Morris.
Merry Christmas!
Gather the whole family as Carly Pierce hosts CMA Country Christmas, Thursday, December 8th on ABC.
I would very much like to have a baby with Leah.
Get ready to make one.
We are going to make a baby.
Sextuplet births are incredibly rare.
Each of your babies gets their own dedicated team of doctors.
They will all need a lot of care, attention, and time in our NICU.
She's more than likely too weak and too sick to survive.
We'll pray for a miracle.
Sending good vibes into the universe so good things come back.
The Good Doctor, new Monday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
It's a tale as old as time. Tale as old as time. Beauty and the Beast. A 30th celebration. December 15th on ABC.
Well, there are more championships still to be decided here in Portland. It'll be the championship game of the Phil Knight Invitational Men's Bracket. Number 20, UConn against Iowa State. That is 10 o'clock Eastern time tonight on ESPN. And the Phil Knight Women's Invitational Bracket, 7:30 Eastern, here at the Moda Center, Iowa State and North Carolina. So it's a big Sunday evening for Cyclones fans, both on the men's and the women's side. Some of the stars in the women's tournament. Caitlin Clark, although Iowa lost to UConn, Aaliyah Edwards had a big game. Stephanie Soares for Iowa State. This is the first time that the women's bracket, there have been two women's brackets alongside the men. PK80 was just men, but a total of 24 teams, 32 games in 3 venues over a 4-day period.
And no other player in the country do I enjoy watching more than Caitlin Clark of Iowa. She is a baller.
Proctor down to Young. And it won't go down. And no second chance opportunity for the Blue Devils.
Great recovery by the Purdue defense to get 2 bodies on Young. He wasn't just going against Kaufman-Wren. That'll walk.
8th turnover committed by the Boilermakers. Teams are even at 8 apiece.
The quote-unquote complimentary players for Purdue have been stars in their roles. You know, Brandon Newman comes into the game. Ethan Morton has been terrific. You talk about a total team effort for Purdue thus far in the game. We've seen it.
And in the tournament, Jay, we talked about this a little bit in the first half as Whitehead knocks down a jumper, so he's coming to life here. Ethan Morton has 18 assists and 1 turnover in this tournament.
How'd he turn it over that one time?
Waddell. Duke gets back. First is open, though, and hits the baseline jumper.
First was open for the lob, but then adjusted his position to go out into the short corner. Smart play by Caleb First. And look how he hedges and then recovers to Filipowski.
Gives him a different feel, obviously, than Zach Edey when First is into the 5 spot.
Boy, they talk and move.
Roach. Everything but the finish. Young, who's a great offensive rebounder, finds Proctor. And now Purdue has it. 5-on-4. Filipowski got knocked down. That's why Newman's open.
It's remarkable that Purdue has kept Duke to just 3 offensive rebounds in this game. Great pass.
Young, another offensive rebound. And he's going to the line.
Caleb First open for the lob. Waddell decided not to throw it, but then he adjusts his position, gets open along the baseline, and Ryan Young lost him underneath. Just a smart cut by Caleb First.
A good pickup. Young's been a very important guy, the grad transfer from Northwestern, as he knocks down the First, and Matt Painter bringing Zach Edey back into the game. First will stay, though.
Duke doesn't beat Oregon State without Ryan Young. He had 8 offensive rebounds in that game. He had 11 points, 15 rebounds overall. Coming into this game in the tournament, in the 2 games prior, Oregon State and Xavier. Ryan Young had 19 points, 21 rebounds, 13 of those rebounds on the offensive end.
So how's a guy who is a so-called below-the-rim guy, how does he get so many offensive rebounds?
Positioning and smarts. Like he's got a nose for the ball, but just positions himself based upon where the shot is coming from. I mean, nobody's better at that than Oscar Tshiebwe. I mean, Tshiebwe gets credit for rebounding because of his physical gifts, but the truth is Oscar Tshiebwe is an incredibly smart player.
It's kind of been in this 9 to 11 point range for several minutes now. And a steal. Roach deflected it. Proctor's got it. And it goes.
A great use of the left hand by Tyrese Proctor. This defensive change with a 2-2-1 3-quarter court press back to the 2-3 zone has really been effective.
First drives and draws the foul. That'll be on Derek Lively. And that'll be number 4 on the freshman.
Reaching across with that right arm, knocking the ball away, and then Proctor using the left hand to get it over Ethan Morton.
Boy, Proctor has been huge for the Blue Devils' cause today. He's got 16 right now.
He's going to get better and better. He's not shot the ball to his capabilities thus far in the season. Had a really good game against Delaware, but you know, his shooting numbers have been down, but he's a much better player than his numbers indicate. I think Matt Painter said that to Holly Rowe as he was going off, and he's right. He's a talented player that is going to play a long time in the NBA.
And it's tipped out by Lively to get another possession for Duke. Blake Snow. And now the Boilermakers have it.
When Purdue's facing that 2-2-1, the Boilermakers have to break that pressure to score. Duke in man-to-man after the miss. Now they're back in the zone now.
Smith, the guy not highly recruited by power conference teams, as that one goes in and out. Edey with a rebound, keeping it alive, kicks it out. Boy, what a battle for the ball. Still 10 to shoot for the Boilermakers. Morton rises up for a 3. Duke ball.
This zone has forced a lot of perimeter jumpers.
Yeah, Edey not getting as many touches in comfortable spots against the zone.
That's exactly right. They have made him uncomfortable. He's catching it further out. Just a tough defense to get a good rhythm against.
Mitchell, and it's blocked by First, but it bounces to Lively. Shot clock did not reset, of course. It's at 6. Roach with a crossover. And again, everybody getting a touch. It's out of bounds to the Blue Devils. Duke making some noise, starting to get back into it. Still an 8-point lead for Purdue with 7:08 to go.
The refrigerator is Greg's happy place.
My kids eat, but I finally figured it out.
We can get all that we need and then a little bit more at Walmart. Uh-oh. Now this is going to be... We're on a very important quest.
Just like old times. Running. Horses. Mayhem. Happy Cassiende.
Willow, streaming November 30th.
Dance into the holiday season
with a little Disney magic.
With special performances by Run DMC, Meghan Trainor, Black Eyed Peas, Neo, and more.
Let's go!
Disney's magical holiday celebration tonight on ABC.
Wind, thunderstorms, snow. We want you to be prepared, and nothing prepares you like First Alert weather from the North States News.
Cold, temperatures upper 20s, low 30s with that freeze warning until 9 o'clock.
And we'll tell you when severe weather hits with Weather Alert Days.
Much colder air poised to push its way down.
Accurate weather from a team you trust. More coverage. And now, more to see from the Hassel-Ruud Law Sky Camera, the newest Sky Cam in the North States News network of cameras. The News Channel 7's Road Warrior, taking you to the front lines. Watch for News Channel 7's Road Warrior for breaking news and local updates all around the North State, protecting you from dangerous situations where you can make an informed decision. First on the scene for breaking news.
They're diverting traffic back towards I-5
with state-of-the-art technology.
Mike, this is an issue on private and public land.
The North States News. News worthy of your time and trust. When news breaks, KRCR will bring it to you first.
Purdue has been excellent on both ends of the floor. And Caleb Furst has had a great game. Look how he shows off this ball screen and then recovers with a sense of urgency to Kyle Filipowski. They wind up getting the turnover and taking it the other way. And the great ball movement. This was against man-to-man. The cross-court pass, and then you see Braden Smith driving the closeout, drawing help, and kicking it to Morton. And Morton with a great, quick pass to a wide-open Fletcher Long in the corner. Now, Purdue has not seen that kind of success or ball movement against Duke's 2-3 zone. Need to probably get the ball into the middle a little bit more, not just to Zach Edey, but if they can move Mason Gillis maybe to the free throw line, they might have a chance at some high-low, collapse that defense, kick it out to some open shooters that can shoot the ball in rhythm. It's been difficult for Purdue to establish a rhythm, first against that 2-2-1 three-quarter court pressure, and then the 2-3 zone.
Duke getting a heavy dose of the Big Ten the next couple of weeks. Purdue today, Ohio State Wednesday night on ESPN as part of the ACC Big Ten Challenge. And then 6 days after that, Iowa in the Jimmy V at Madison Square Garden. Also on ESPN, Illinois and Texas. The other game will be a great Jimmy V doubleheader. Turnaround by Whitehead. Boy, and the Boilermakers, Jay, have had their fingertips on a number of defensive rebounds in the last couple of minutes and haven't been able to squeeze them.
Yeah, Duke has done a much better job the last 6-7 minutes on the offensive glass. They had one offensive rebound for close to 25-30 minutes of the game. And they have been much better on the glass. Now they're up to 8. Derek Lively's grabbed a couple. Ryan Young came in and grabbed a couple.
Kyle Filipowski at the line for the Blue Devils. 19 points, 14 rebounds in a 54-51 win over Oregon State in the first round of this tournament. One thing the Blue Devils did, though, in both of their wins, neither opponent, Oregon State or Xavier, made a field goal in the last 5 minutes of the game. And Duke beat Oregon State by 3 and beat Xavier by 7. By the way, we'll have Xavier and Gonzaga in the third place game of this bracket. That is at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific tonight on ESPN.
Good job by Caleb Furst to break to the middle. But thus far, Purdue's not been able to break that 2-2-1 in order to score.
Now a touch for Edey, and it goes.
Now that was a comfortable move because of where the ball came in from. Good pass from the wing to get it into Zach Edey.
19 points, 10 rebounds, another double-double for Zach Edey. Mitchell. Smith down with a rebound.
That's his 5th rebound.
We've talked about it in their earlier games, mostly recruited by mid-majors. There's some probably other Big Ten coaches saying, boy, this guy's better than maybe we knew he was, or how did we not get this guy?
Yeah, a lot of head coaches looking at their assistants going, what were you guys doing?
Weak side rebound by Furst, giving the Boilermakers great minutes.
Caleb Furst has had a great game.
Boy, they share it. Edey the rebound, and I think they're going to get Filipowski for the foul here.
Filipowski's body had him blocked out, but Edey just reached over. And the officials are probably telling these guys, look, we can't punish Zach Edey for being bigger than you. He's just bigger than you. That's not our fault.
Number 4 on Filipowski. Edey's got just 1 foul today in 26 minutes.
to get in trouble inbounding the ball. All you have to do is throw it up high to Edie. Forget it.
Lawyer blocked by Lively.
Can't try to avoid a block shot.
But then Lawyer reaches around from behind and creates a turnover.
How about your big guy, 7'4", getting on the floor?
And now here comes Proctor with a full head of steam. Offensive foul, reaching out with the off arm.
And guess who? Ethan Morton. Ethan Morton's only got 2 points in this game, but he's got 5 assists, 3 rebounds, a couple of steals, a block shot. Picks up this charge. He has been a star in his role. And then Zach Edey diving on the floor to get that loose ball, winds up getting a wide open 3 out of the corner. They just didn't hit it.
What a team effort over all 3 days, really, by Purdue. On Thursday, beating West Virginia by a dozen. Edey had 24 and 12. The Boilermakers shot 51%. They played great against Gonzaga. Won 84-66. Edey with 23. They were down 8 early, but out-rebounded the Zags by 15 and had 21 assists on 29 field goals. They're just playing great team basketball.
Caleb Furst has done a really good job of breaking to the middle against that 2-2-1 and giving an outlet.
Lawyer in the corner. Got it.
And we had just talked about breaking somebody to that free throw line. I thought it might be Mason Gillis. He's not in the game, but it was Caleb Furst. And that causes that 2-3 to contract. And then Furst found Lawyer in the corner. It's always good to have a lawyer. Let me just tell you that. It's always good to have a lawyer.
16 assists now on 24 made field goals. Lawyer doing what Lawyer does, but as is often the case with the Boilermakers, doing it with an assist from one of his teammates. And Boiler Nation is having a great old time up here in Portland.
That's my piece of the shakaroni. That's the biggest one we make.
They've donated $1 from every shakaroni to the Papa John's Foundation.
Dang, that's huge. If the hoop was as big as that pizza, maybe you'd have made some of your free throws. Somebody save me a slice. Where'd he come from?
The Great Christmas Light Bike returns for its sweetest season yet.
We have 5,000 marshmallows in here.
You'll be begging for some more.
13-second differential between the clocks. That's it. Wendell Green.
Especially as a real trainer. I'm just dropping off.
Willed it to go down.
Sure, well, you know, we talked about the struggles of Auburn offensively, but...
Murdered teenage girl. I just need you to read the crime scene. I told him I'd bring my best.
Yes, ma'am.
Something happening here.
Something's not right.
But what it ain't exactly clear.
Somebody was carried out of the house.
Put out an Amber Alert. There's a kidnapping.
Always with the three-piece suit, like every day's your wedding day.
On my funeral.
Why Will Trent, of all people?
He's good police. He's subjectively hot.
Plus, I have a good memory.
You may be in more trouble than you think.
Put down the gun. Get in there.
I gotta find this kid.
So much fun here in Portland over the last few days, and especially for the Purdue Boilermakers and their fans. Purdue with a 12-point lead on Duke, the championship game. Here in the Phil Knight Legacy bracket, and Purdue once again being led by Zach Edey, who has scored 24, 23, and now 19 points in the 3 games. But as Jay said, it's always good to have a lawyer when you need one. And they've got one, and he's got 15 points in this one, Jay.
At 14 points in the game against Gonzaga. He is just perpetual motion. Moves very well without the ball. His shot preparation, impeccable. 14 against Gonzaga, 15 in this one. And still 5 minutes to go to add to that.
Tell people what you mean by shot preparation.
Well, he gets his feet set so quickly. So even while he's moving, he moves into a shot very well. He doesn't get prepared after the ball arrives. His feet are prepared before the ball gets there, so he's ready to launch it as soon as he catches it.
Deflected away by Lawyer.
But Duke has not hit a 3 in this second half. They're 0 of 8 from 3, shooting 30% overall against this Purdue defense. Purdue hasn't been that much better. They're 35%, but they've hit 3 of their 12 3-point attempts against that 2-3 zone.
Roach will try one.
Tough shot. Great defense by Ethan Morton again.
Smith. Edie's got it. And they'll reset up top with 15 on the shot clock. Morton between the legs. The kick to first. Shot clock at 5. And it is off Lawyer, out of bounds, back to Duke.
Good defensive possession by the Blue Devils.
John Shire, first-year head coach of the Blue Devils, 9 years as an assistant. Of course, played 4 years, won a national championship back in 2010.
He was a great player at Duke, over 2,000 points, an All-American, one of the all-time greats.
Filipowski left it short. Out of bounds, and it is going to be Purdue basketball.
The activity level of this Purdue defense. That was a bad shot that Duke just took. But they are swarming to the ball with all 5 guys getting to the glass on the defensive end.
And up by 12 with 3:43 to go.
I get the recipe from my grandma.
My grandmother cooked gumbo, and I'm still cooking it today.
As a little girl, I would watch my grandmother and my mother.
It turned into something that I will forever cherish and share with my children.
Dance into the holiday season
with a little Disney magic.
With special performances by Run DMC, Meghan Trainor, Black Eyed Peas, Neo, and more.
Let's go!
Disney's magical holiday celebration tonight on ABC.
Do you hear what I hear?
It's country music's most magical night of the year. CMA Country Christmas. With performances by Dan and Shay, Scotty McCreery, The War and Treaty, Molly Tuttle, Old Dominion, Stephen Curtis Chapman, and Maren Morris.
Merry Christmas!
Gather the whole family as Carly Pierce hosts CMA Country Christmas, Thursday, December 8th on ABC.
I would very much like to have a baby with Leah.
Get ready to make one.
We are going to make a baby.
Sextuplet births are incredibly rare. Each of your babies gets their own dedicated team of doctors.
They will all need a lot of care, attention, and time in our NICU.
She's more than likely too weak and too sick to survive.
I'll pray for a miracle.
Sending good vibes into the universe so good things come back.
The Good Doctor, new Monday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Here in Portland, Oregon, the home of the Phil Knight tournaments, Legacy and Invitational men's and women's. This tournament started 5 years ago. It has expanded to include women's brackets this year. And there's the man himself, as Phil Knight gets honored here at halftime of this game.
Along with Mark Hollis, the former athletic director of Michigan State. And you can bet that this was Mark Hollis's idea. He's had so many great ideas for premier basketball events.
All these teams playing 3 games in 4 days, spending Thanksgiving and then this weekend up here in Portland before they head back to wherever they're from and keep going. But boy, a chance, just like we talked about when you play in a tournament like Maui or the Bahamas or anywhere, boy, what an opportunity for these coaches to learn about their teams early in the season. And I think Matt Painter is learning a lot of things that he's got to be very happy about the way that his Boilermakers have played.
Well, he has learned, if he didn't know already, he probably did, that he's got a team full of fighters.
And we talked about the continuity of the program. I mentioned this is one of my favorite stats. In the last 43 years, Purdue's had 2 head coaches. Gene Cady for 25, Matt Painter for 18, and Painter's contract gives him 7 more years. He's a lifer there, right? Played there. Been there forever. Outstanding job. Outstanding ball movement. Edey the assist. Lawyer the 3.
Boy, you double Zach Edey and you get punished for it because he's such a good passer out of it. And Purdue, Fletcher Lawyer did a great job of getting in his vision to present himself for that open 3.
Filipowski with a turnaround. Smith coming down to get the rebound. He is really an active, tenacious rebounder for a guard his size.
Well, we've talked about it. They're sending all 5 guys to the defensive glass. And so he makes himself available. They're sacrificing maybe a little bit of a fast break to make sure they get possession.
He's got 7 rebounds in this game, Jay.
And he's going to say, I skied for all of them.
Derek Lively, the second, just fouled out of the game. He has drawn the assignment of Zach Edey more often than not tonight. And
take a look when the ball goes into Zach Edey. They double him. It comes over, and now all of a sudden Fletcher Lawyer presents himself right in his vision and gets a wide open 3. That's beautiful basketball by Purdue.
Roach called for the foul. Boy, I think a lot of the other coaches around the Big Ten, they know nothing is ever easy when you play Purdue. It's just such a consistently solid, good program, better than that, really. But I think this Boilermaker team over these 3 games, Jay, they put a lot of people on notice that they might be better than people thought they would.
No, this team is legit. That Filipowski on the foul looked like. Yeah, Purdue, when you think about it, Matt Painter had a Final Four, right in his fingertips when Virginia made that ridiculous play late in the game to send that to overtime. They were so close to reaching their first Final Four since I believe it was 1980 when Lee Rose was the coach.
Filipowski becomes the second Blue Devil to foul out. Zach Edey's going to lead the country in fouling other guys out of games this year.
No question. He's going to spend a lot of time in this spot right here at the foul line. Well, you have to give Zach Edey a ton of credit for the amount of work he has put in over his coming up on 3 years at Purdue now.
This is his 4th 2010 game of the 6 games in which he's played this season.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to count all the ones he has by the end of the year.
Roach over Edey, but nothing falling right now for the Blue Devils, and another Duke foul. I think it's Ryan Young. Purdue up to a 17-point lead in 2:27 away from a championship in the legacy bracket, in the invitational bracket just across the way at Veterans Memorial Coliseum. They got a good one going on right now. North Carolina trying to get out of here without losing for a second time. That's the 3rd place game as they've got a 1-point lead on Alabama.
And if you've not seen Alabama's Brandon Miller yet, that dude is the real thing.
That game on ESPN.
Now Purdue can use clock. I mean, they can run all 30 seconds. They don't need to score again.
Smith a little bit strong on the 3.
What a rebound by Caleb First.
He's been fantastic in this one.
What a rebound by Caleb First.
First now big time. 11 points and 8 rebounds off the bench.
That was in traffic. He's left-handed. He just reached out with that left hand, fought the block out by Whitehead, and corralled that ball, took it to the other side of the rim. What a big-time play by Caleb First.
Yet another rebound for Braden Smith, his 8th. What a performance by Purdue. They beat Gonzaga by 18, and now they're leading Duke by 19. I mean, they are winning handily against top 10 opponents.
And it's a total team effort. You can go down the list of Purdue players that have been in the game and the solid contributions they've made on both ends of the floor. Number 25, Ethan Morton, chief among them. A number of players that are basically stars in their roles.
Edey the kick. Lawyer to a wide open Morton. So how about in this tournament, Gonzaga, North Carolina, Duke, none of those teams able to win a championship in their respective brackets. We don't have chalk on either side. Going to be Iowa State and UConn for the championship on the invitational side. Rochno and first with another rebound, number 9. And now they're on their feet. All the Purdue fans who have made their way here to the Pacific Northwest are really soaking this one in.
And they should. Their team has been magnificent in this tournament. Purdue left no doubt which team was the best in this bracket.
Lawyer. First another rebound, so give him a double-double. And now the shot clock just about bang on with the game clock. They're going to hold it, and the celebration is going to begin for the Purdue Boilermakers. They held Duke to 1 point in the last 8.5 minutes and win it going away. Mr. Billis, that was 3 impressive games for that program.
Purdue left no doubt. 0. What an impressive performance. And up and down the roster, there are a lot of congratulations that need to go to players not named Zach Edey. And Edey was the MVP. But they had a number of MVPs in their roles with the contributions they made. Ethan Morton was fantastic, as was Caleb First. You can go down the list, and that's a nice way to play.
Phil Knight coming out with the trophy for the championship here in the legacy bracket. And one that Matt Painter will be only too happy to accept. Boy, what a job by them. Zach Edey winds up scoring 68 points in the 3 games in this tournament, pulling down a whole bunch of rebounds, assists, and playing big minutes. He played 32 minutes in this game. How many guys, well, there aren't that many guys his size to begin with, but how many guys his size can play 32 minutes in a game with pretty good pace?
Well, and he had 12 rebounds, 5 of them on the offensive